your kind of impact assessments or planning for a no-deal Brexit outcome, have you taken a view as to what hit that would have on private sector investment and therefore our ability to meet 2.4%?
There's been no formal analysis in the no-deal preparation of the longer-term trends. The no-deal preparation that's been taking place has obviously been focusing around, what do they call it, D1, sort of in the event of obviously the preparations in the immediate short term and the financial government grants that would need to be compensated. We all recognise the risks to a no deal and the impact on business, and obviously what then business investments would then retreat if obviously overall business decided to change their operating models to compensate for a no deal or Brexit. And so I'm fully aware, but in terms of the detailed calculations, I probably think it would be impossible to be able to know or to calculate that.
Just out of interest, who have you backed for leadership of your party?
So I've backed Boris Johnson in the final two. I backed Sajid Javid in the first couple of rounds.
Have you had these conversations with Boris?
So where possible, obviously I'm keen to demonstrate, as I think obviously his brother Joe Johnson, who's also supporting his brother, that when it comes to leaving the European Union, we can't leave our European research and education partnerships behind. And interesting to notice, obviously, that when Boris Johnson was Foreign Secretary, he made the point of paying into Horizon and Erasmus and putting them to one side and trying to get those deals done early. And that's a belief I shared. If we could, but the question is obviously whether the withdrawal agreement will ever be reopened or whether it just has to stay there in its entirety. And those questions are above my pay grade. But nonetheless, I would be keen, as I am to articulate at this committee, let's find the money, let's put the money aside for Horizon, and let's put the money aside for Erasmus, and try to get these financial framework programs over the line and make a big bold offer to the Commission on this issue.
Presumably you would agree therefore that a do or die strategy to Brexit would be irresponsible in respect of your brief on science, research and innovation?
No, because I think when it comes to ensuring that we are able to leave in an orderly fashion, obviously I supported the withdrawal agreement bill because it allowed for that orderly transition. Many people in this room didn't support the withdrawal agreement bill and therefore have jeopardised the continuation of the research partnerships. That's the EU's withdrawal.
So I'm asking about no deal because I'm just conscious of the logic of your answers today. I mean, you've recognised that a no deal Brexit will have an impact on business investment, which will then limit our abilities to meet 2.4%. I've not finished my question. Sorry, 1 second. You've recognised that a no deal scenario would put significant challenges against our collaborations in Europe. You recognise that we would like a solution to that, yet you don't recognise that it would be irresponsible to take a do or die approach to Brexit in respect of your brief.
Well, I don't recognise it as a die approach.
That's the strategy that your preferred candidate.
Well, I just don't agree with the premise of the question or the terminology of the question.
That was Boris's wording, not mine, Minister.
Well, I think that when it comes to leaving, we've got to be able to make the financial preparations to mitigate for all circumstances, and that will be.
And just earlier today, you were pretty confident that you'd be around the table for these negotiations. Have you done a deal with Boris?
No, I haven't. So this may be my last committee appearance, and obviously I've loved doing the job. I'd love to continue to be able to do it, but totally in other people's hands. Whoever decides will be the next science minister.